Okay. Yeah, I forgot how fun this game is, so I am gonna do another video, cause you know, I'm just trying to kill time. My brother did tell me he's gonna order lunch for him and I in about an hour, so I'll make this record the second part while I wait. Yeah, according to my dad, my grandparents got hung up on flights. And then, you know, they also brought up, like, jet lag. Yeah. They fly a lot, unfortunately. Like I said, you know, when Zach does eventually pass away, you know, I'm not gonna mind them traveling. You know, just as long as I'm not forced to go, but I do wish they would understand that, you know, this isn't a good idea while Zach is still around. Because, you know, I don't know if the term special attention is the right term, but, you know, he's definitely pretty high maintenance due to his separation anxiety. You know, this will probably be something I vent about until it's over, but yeah. Like, over for good, if you know what I mean. But yeah, you see him barking right now? Or not see him, but hear him. I don't know if you hear it through the microphone, but yeah. Ooh, thank you, Taylor. Wait, oh. Forgot to take Shannon's order. I was getting so confused. I was like, there's 2 customers, but I only have 1 order ticket. Yeah, sorry. My brain has just been fucked up for the past couple of days because I've been stressing over the dog. Because they were supposed to get him, you know, either Wednesday night or Thursday morning. But, you know, it's Friday afternoon and he's still here. You guys are overwhelming me. Yeah. First, I do need to get a freaking Italian sausage timer. I just can't afford one yet. But yeah, but I just got that big achievement, so I'll be able to after this day. Marty always seems to come when I have my hands full. Like, I don't understand. He always comes at the worst time. Alright, I think that's Pitch Hitwell. Or Pinch Hitwell. He comes with a different uniform, you know, every time in this game, you know. That's what I like about him. He kind of stands out in that regard. Sort of like Powley, who, you know, swaps outfits to correspond with the current holiday, but, you know, still a bit still functions a bit differently. I might think about bringing back some other old-ass gamerias. I'll probably skip Burgeria and Pizzeria. You know, the web version of Pizzeria. I'll do Deluxe eventually. But... yeah. I feel like Taco Mia... just in case, I'll put another one on here. Wow. Where's my hoagie bun? Or not, Chicago bun. But, you know, I feel like Taco Mia is when the games really started to pick up. I mean, they still got better, but, you know, but that's when, you know, they were really starting to get good. And even though I like, you know, how far the games have evolved, it is nice coming back to, you know, the older games. Some of the older games. Like, Holidays, for example, are a massive staple of Papa Louie games at this point, but at the same time, you know, it is nice coming back to the ones that don't have holidays. Oh, my weighing score is gonna probably take a damper. Aw. Pinch, come on. Wow. Freaking wow. But yeah. I do hope my grandparents get to a point where, you know, traveling is too, you know, overwhelming for them. Even when Zach does eventually pass, because, you know, I don't mind, you know, just them, you know, traveling. But, you know, I am gonna worry about being, you know, them forcing family vacations. And, you know, I don't think my dad would allow me to skip out, because, you know, he places, like, family over boundaries. You know, and yeah, I get it. It's important to spend time with family. I'm not saying we shouldn't, but I do think boundaries should be taken into consideration. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna get hyper... Yeah, I figured, because I saw it in the shop. But yeah. And I don't mind, you know, going on, you know, more casual and brief vacations with my family. I just don't want to go on, you know, the major ones that, you know, Nana and Pops go on. You know, I don't mind going to see, you know, my other we we probably wouldn't, go with them. But, I'm just giving some examples of vacations in general. I don't mind going to Houston to see, my grandparents on my mom's side. I don't mind, going a few hours for, to a destination for a couple of days. I'm fine with, more brief and simple and closer to home vacations. I just don't want my grandparents to plan a mandatory family major vacation. When Zach does eventually pass away. Because, the kind of bright side is about this whole thing is, we can't really go on vacations with them right now. Because, they have to bring the dog over here when they go on vacations. They're not bothering to look at, other alternatives. Oh my goodness. It's probably Marty, because he comes in at the worst. Oh, it's Wendy. Come on, Wendy. Slow your rolls, please. Alright, this is Taylor. He has a very simple order. Alright. Alright. Oh my god. What do you want with me? But yeah. I wish my grandparents would look at other dog sitters, because we're not always gonna be around, because sometimes we're gonna have our own stuff to do, Right now, I'm still waiting to get on the waiting list for my program, and, my brother, he doesn't have a job yet. Oh, come on. He's still finishing up his MBA, but, when, my brother and I do get into our stuff, we're not always going to be home now. We're... So, we're not, because my dad has a job. So we're all, no one's gonna be here. And even me, I'm, sometimes, the program will last from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but, for the most part, it'll just be from, 1 to 4:30, but, I want nothing to do with the dog. It's mostly my dad and my brother. But even when I'm not home, you don't want to... I mean, he here, I mean, you know, he can be alone for like a few hours. I think my grandparents even leave him alone for like, you know, a couple hours at a time. But still, you know, I can't help but wonder what it will be like when he, or not, or when, you know, my brother and I get into our stuff. Yeah, because, you know, we were supposed to. We've, we've been meaning to go to New Mexico for, like, since 2021, but, you know, stuff has been getting in the way. I don't really remember 2021, but I guess it was just the pandemic. You know, and plus I wasn't vaccinated yet because we were planning to go in like May or August, and I didn't get vaccinated until September. And then in, you know, 2022, you know, I remember, you know, we actually decided to go to Houston instead, you know, to see my grandparents on my mom's side and my mom. And then, you know, I I can still remember my dad talking about how, you know, we sacrificed the New Mexico trip for the Houston trip. And then, you know, 2023 we went to South Padre Island instead, and that was actually the last time we went on a vacation with my grandparents on my dad's side, because they had to start relying on our household to watch their dog. And then in 2024, you know, there was like a fire, so, and I heard, you know, my cousins, because they were also going to come, you know, they were like busy with work and whatnot. And then, you know, last year in 2025, you know, there was like this big rainstorm that happened, so we couldn't. Go either during at that year. Plus, like, I am genuinely curious. Who would they get to watch their dog if we had to come with them? Because, you know, they don't want to bring Zach with them. I heard my dad told me that it would involve putting him in a kennel, and, you know, while you like while he's on like the road or whatever form of transportation they're taking. And, you know, they don't think it would be good for the dog, so yeah. Come on, please, thank you. You know, I keep forgetting to put hot dogs, so I'll put another. Oh my god! What do you guys want with me? Can you guys... I have my hands full. Jesus Christ, man. But yeah, I am actually pretty curious. Maybe we'll finally have no mishaps this summer, and we'll finally get to go to New Mexico. I don't know, with my grandparents, or maybe just they will go, or just we will go. I don't know. Yep. Oh my goodness. You guys are really pissing me off. As Professor would say, overwhelmed. Yeah, I'm getting hungry, huh? I'll probably keep this going for about an hour, maybe a little over. Because, you know, we still have to wait a little bit for the food to come after my brother does order it. Alright, at least that's the closer. Wow, we're getting 8 customers a day. That's insane. I do want to buy that Grat, or whatever it's called, that little El Dorado is unlocked with. Because putting posters of the ingredients does seem to help them be more generous with, you know, the build scores. You know, that's something I've actually noticed a long time ago when I was playing these games a lot. And just in case, I'll put another one, because I keep forgetting, because they come in like nobody's beeswax. It's hard to keep track of every single freaking hot dog. Yeah, I still need to figure out ways to improve my waiting score. Great, this shit that I don't have a poster for yet. You're not cooked evenly yet. Shut up, timer. Ooh, yes, thank you. But yeah, hopefully they come today, because for the love of God. I get they're tired, and then, you know, flights get delayed, but oh my goodness. Just all the more reason they should probably wait to travel. Once we don't have to be involved in the whole rigmarole, then, you know, I'm completely fine with my grandparents traveling to their heart's content. You know, just as long as, you know, we're not forced to go on the major vacations. You know, the cruise was a bit hectic, you know. My grandfather almost got hurt, you know. I don't want anything to happen to my grandparents, but oh my god. When are they gonna realize that this stuff is risky for them? Oh wow, we have a lot of money. Oh, that's right. We just got payday because we got Kinji. Alright. Oh, okay, good. I was worried it would be a mini game. Alright, I'll buy another floor. Because the freshness is atrocious. Yeah. That's the one thing I do not like about this game. They brought up the freshness. More like assness. I don't know if... Okay. Oh, fine. There. I don't know if this is a theory or if it's true, but, you know, if you put, you know, things that customers can interact with, you know, closer to, you know, the counter to where they'll usually stand, I wonder if it actually helps your score more than just putting, like, a decorative item. You know, that's not something I ever really realized whether it was true or not. And yeah, another thing too, you know, related to vacations, but not about the dog. Oh, okay. They'll be here in a little bit. I don't know if you heard, but my dad just said I think they didn't get back till like last night, and then, you know, they slept till noon today. Yeah, jet lag. Because, you know, they went to Hawaii, and, you know how I feel about time zones. And even, not just, you know, time zones as, you know, man, but, like, just, you know, the fact that there are different times of day all over the world. It's a mess. It is. But yeah, they'll finally be here in a little bit. Good riddance for now. But yeah. You know, what I was going to say is, you know, related to vacations, but dog aside is, you know, my grandma actually tries to convince my dad to go on vacation, like, you know, to take me and my brother on vacations. And then, you know, and I think my dad too, you know, him and I have both tried to explain to her that, you know, I don't really like well, certain vacations are okay, but like ones halfway across the country, you know, I just can't do. Oh my god, why does everyone want Italian sausage today? Jesus Christ. Oh my god. You're gonna have to wait, whoever you are, because I have my hands full. And someone's probably gonna come in as, yep. You guys, man. I wish I could buy a sign that says, please leave me alone and don't come in every 5 seconds. I keep clicking. But yeah, these people need to leave me well enough alone. But yeah, I hope I can get through to my grandma one day about how I'm just uncomfortable when it comes to like certain vacations. You know, I don't like to be out of my comfort zone, and if I do, you know, I only want to be out of my comfort zone to like a small extent. Oh, I put the wrong button. Alright, we should rank up today, or after today. But yeah, maybe, like, I can, maybe if I ever do follow up with my memoir, I can present it to her when I'm ready. You know, because I do want to talk about how you know how, you know, I struggle really hard mentally when I'm out of my comfort zone, especially to a great extent. And, you know, I don't want to be vague, so I'll definitely elaborate, and I'll probably talk about how, you know, vacations are an example of that. You know, I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to say stuff like, oh, my family members are ignorant about my discomfort towards vacations, you know, but I do want to get my point across without doing so. I'll be damned. We got a perfect day, guys. All right. Actually, we can hold off on buying from the shop for a little bit. Let's save up. Rico. Kabasa. Well, I know what I'm gonna buy after today. Oh my god, I'm so hungry. I don't know if it's me just playing this game or me rambling or maybe a little bit of both, but you know, I wasn't even that hungry yet when I started, but now I'm getting there. What do you want with me? Oh my god, Penny just came in. Can you please slow your roll? Ah. Oh my. Alright, she's at 4 stars. That's awesome. We're gonna get a big boost. Alright. Oh my... brother or sister, whatever your gender is. Brother, come on. And you're only the 5th customer. Oh my goodness, this is getting overwhelming. No wonder I'm hungry. Jesus Christ. I'm losing my shit over here. Oh my god. You're gonna have to wait. Alright, that should be the closer. No! Come on, closer. Please save me. That's another thing about closers, too, is, you know, they save you from customers coming in. They're like, they come in, they bust in, and they're like, give this girl a break. She's overwhelmed. That should be the closer. Yeah, we need timers for the kibasas. Why am I so hungry all of a sudden? I'm sorry, guy. Okay, finally. Please, spare me from this whole mess. Ugh. Okay, yeah. Almost fucked up royally. Sorry, Taylor. It's easy to get the freaking stuff off the hot dog. It's hard to keep it in sometimes. Alright, yeah. I was stressed out, but oh my god, I'm feeling so much better. Not stressed out about the, you know, game necessarily. It's just a bit chaotic, but, you know, about the dog situation. But since they're about to be here, I'm having fun playing this game. Because I forgot how fun this game is. Oh my goodness. Come back tomorrow. And yeah, I hope I can get through to my grandma in the future about my distaste for vacations. You know? Because she doesn't understand, you know? She doesn't quite understand that, you know, people on the spectrum struggle when they're out of their comfort zone. So I do plan to present the book to her if I do follow through with it. But the thing is, I actually don't want my family to read my books right away. I want to build up a reputation, because, you know, that will help to reinforce my books. If I just, you know, instantly, you know, pass my books on to them. Oh god, that's the dog again. I'm so sorry, guys. Alright, yeah, Kabasa alarm. And then I'll buy some. We'll buy this. My freaking freshness meter. Fuck you. Because, you know, if I've talked about this before, but if I just pass, you know, present my books to my family, you know, as soon as I publish them, you know, they may not take me as seriously, but if I build up a reputation, you know, they have a better chance of taking the books seriously. Like, you know, there are actually other people who share my struggles, and, you know, it's not just me making a bunch of excuses. Yeah, I know. Oh my god. My goodness, this is insane. Come back tomorrow. I hope Ninjoy comes, because I want those boosts. Ooh, Robbie! Oh my goodness. Alright, I think that's the closer though. Yes, please spare me. Actually, I'm gonna get rid of you for now. I don't want to serve her before I serve Robbie, because that'll dock my waiting score. Alright. We're doing good, good. We have a good flow going on. The closer came and saved us from chaos. We are in a good spot. All right. Yes, thank you. Alright, one more hot dog. Alright, Boomer, don't let me down. I know you're a closer, but I know how you guys are. You guys are actually really generous deep down. That's my girl! And another perfect day. And we rank up. The only thing I'm worried about is the freshness. As it depletes, so will our waiting, but oh well. It'll get easier once it becomes easier to accumulate money. Oh, there's Robbie. I used to fantasize about rooming with Robbie, Captain Corey, and Yippee. Yeah, I know. It's weird, but, you know, I got that from Violet first with Andy, Bill, and William, and Violet. You know, they're so chaotic, and I wanted to imagine myself in the chaos. I feel like I can relate to Andy the most. Because he just, you know, crashes out over bullshit happening, and oh my goodness. Same here, dude. Same here. Thank you. Ooh, yes, yes. I was hoping for your inevitable return. Alright, she's almost out of silver. That's what I like to see. Oh my god, Rico just came. What can... Oh yeah. Alright, well, she's gonna be at 4 stars. That's good. Star customer... Star customers to give me dopamine. I need dopamine. Yes. Alright, then he's gonna be at 4... Well, technically 9, but you know what I mean. Oh my goodness! Okay, good. Ooh, yes! Alright. Alright. Alright, we have reached the 1 hour mark. Nice. I'll probably play for one more day. Alright, another perfect day. Hot dogs themselves are pretty easy to perfect. Especially when you start getting more ingredient posters and stuff in your lobby. But, yeah, it does become quite chaotic to juggle. Alright. Well, we're done with filler customers, I guess. You know, Yippie's order is pretty much mine, except I would probably put mustard on it first, then ketchup. Hold on. I think my dad's calling me. Alright. Maybe not. I thought I heard him shout for me or something. Yeah. This is pretty much my order. The hot dog itself is pretty much my order, except I would probably order, you know, ketchup, then mustard, or mustard, then ketchup. But I would order a large Fizzo and a medium red hot popcorn. Because I like spicy snacks. Like the red hot popcorn. You know, hot Cheetos, Takis, hot fries. Alright, awesome. Star customer to be. Oh, another one. Alright. Man, they come in like every 5 seconds now. I wish I was exaggerating, but, you know, they're really not that far apart. Yep, already. Skylar just came. What do you want from me? Oh my god. Alright, well that's probably just the closer. They can wait a little bit. Alright. Nice. Oh, come on. You guys come in like nobody's beeswax. Of course, you guys are gonna have to wait a long time. It's the freaking freshness feature, too. Man, I hate the... If I could get rid of or change one thing about this game, it would be to get rid of the freshness feature. Alright. Alright. Now I'm gonna end it off. Because I don't want, you know, I don't know if my brother has ordered yet. I don't want the food to get here, you know, in the middle of me, you know, when I'm in the middle of a day. So I'm just gonna see what we're unlocking next, and then I'll end it off. Alright, chuck and pineapple relish. Yep. Alright, so we will start with that tomorrow, or not necessarily tomorrow, but next time. See you guys later.